The Reset.
You're listening to The Reset with Rain and Remix.
Live every Wednesday.
You're listening to The Reset with Rain and
at
Remix.
6:30 p.m.
You're listening to The Reset with Rain and Remix. So stay tuned, because we just getting started.
On The Reset. Live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Now, in the words of somebody I know very well, now we on the air. It's 6:30. Get your popcorn, because it's a lot to discuss, discover. Who knows? You might even learn something today.
You might.
Gypsy Rain, how you doing over there?
Doing great.
Okay. And I impose that on this segment today, we look at each other and hold our conversation.
Okay.
This will give it more meaningful as we continue from last week.
Right there, so I can sit on that side.
Right.
All right, but go ahead.
No, I'm saying, is America... Y'all know the topic. Help me, somebody. Hold on, Gypsy Rain, she moving too. Got me stumbling and bumbling too. Was I in the way?
Huh?
Is America's dream like a nightmare scene? Like, we all living for a piece of America's pie, trying to get the best America has to offer. But here, as I turn on the news, not even the news, because we don't watch the news no more. Everybody got their handheld in their lap, getting their information from a laptop, a tablet, a cell phone, or even your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So here on your lap, we're going to give you some information that maybe you knew. We hope you did, but maybe you didn't. And if you didn't, we're here to enlighten you.
Exactly.
Wow. But with last conversation we had about America's dream like a nightmare scene.
Right.
And that week just passed. You know, some people have taken to Twitter with some of the current events that have passed.
Right.
We're all aware that George Floyd, accused murderer, was on trial.
Right.
And the verdict came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was trying to make America happy. I think it should have been more people involved in the, I guess, those different people, so you do it at different times. But the other people was there, didn't stop it. You're an assailant to that murder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that being brought up. But some, I'm going to say people who shouldn't have. Like, my biggest thing, Gypsy Rain, is I'm a Raiders fan.
Right.
You can see I got the big Raiders logo hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
So,
right by me here.
So Mark Davis, whoever he is, for the Raiders, now mind you, they say he has the Raiders Twitter. Not his own Twitter.
Right.
The Raiders Twitter, and he tweets, "I can breathe." Woo! Coming from an organization, that organization shouldn't have said that. Maybe something on the terms of that, but as me being a fan of the Raiders, oh man. When I read it, I told Gypsy Rain I ain't a fan of the Raiders no more. That's how bad and deep it scarred me to see that the team that I like, that I represent, I buy their clothes. For you to put that on social media, that you can breathe. You the Raiders is saying the George Floyd verdict came out. The man is accused of these allegations, and this man puts, mind you, it's the Raiders logo with the Raiders name. It's don't say Mark nobody. So I was very offended that the text would read, "I can breathe." America's dream. It's me being, I'm from 1981. I've been a diehard Raiders fan. I believe these.
So that really shook up your everything for you.
Come on,
your
man.
American dream, your football fantasy, they ruined it.
I mean, I can't say I'm about to sell my Tim Brown jersey or nothing like that, but yeah, man, they made me upset. Like anybody who, the organization shouldn't have said anything unless you was, nah, man. You done got political on there when you went, "I can breathe." Come on, man. That make me mad, bro. Like, you need to be on Twitter apologizing. Talking about, "I take full responsibility for what I put on Twitter." Come on, man. You making it worse. We trying to get past this Or like, okay, my man, he passed away because of something somebody else did. You making my dream a nightmare. Because here you go adding to the fire that's already going on. You is the Raiders' Twitter. You shouldn't have said nothing. Or any other Lakers Twitter. You know, they say LeBron James be on Twitter. That's him. He don't represent the Lakers. He represents LeBron James. Now, if you want to go on Twitter and do that, whatever you want to do, you should have been representing yourself, not the organization that millions of fans like. I'm sorry, but they just made my American dream really, really, really twisted. Because that hurt me, man. Like, for real.
Right.
Especially with what's all that's going on. Like, it's more killings going on.
What he meant by it doesn't really take to anything.
Like choice of language, choice of words.
Choice of words.
He should have said, like I'm over here.
Precise language.
I'm going to say that he should have said in his text, finally.
Or we
would have been awesome.
Everybody's breath of America.
Man, you get me.
Waiting for some justice. Not that we got any, though, because before, during, and after, we have seen many police shootings across the country. Is that?
And after.
That's strange.
This is sad.
I mean, it's always been going on.
But now it's like more than ever. Is it because of social media? Like the news wasn't always displaying?
I mean, in a lot of major cities, we see the same thing going on. Now, when you read these articles, just make sure there's some credibility in the article or the news report. Because it's just grossly large amount of shootings just took place. Again, I said before the verdict, during it, and after it. So if you have something you want to share with us, hit us up 515-602-9667 and tell us, you know, how you feel and, you know, what's on your mind during this time in America. Your opinion, your voice is important. That's why we're here. You're listening to The Reset on our Rain and Remix here. Make sure you share the link. Get in the conversation.
I'm going to encourage my listeners just a little bit, our listeners, just a tad. If you get the courage to call in to comment on this awesome topic we're conversating on, I'm going to give you a raffle ticket into my next raffle. Gypsy Rain has a cash slap, as we like to call it, and you'll be entered into them thousands of dollars, perhaps won by you. Right. So in the meantime, in between time, if you like what you're hearing and you want to participate in this great conversation, please hit us up at 515-602-9667.
That's right. And I don't know. I
mean, it's just a lot.
I'm just scrolling through, you know.
It's a lot. I'm going to give you something
trying
to
stay focused. There's a lot going on.
Let me give you something to scroll to. Check me out. Here on The Reset, we try to do things very laid back, you know, as topics can be overwhelming at times, as we discuss things that people don't typically like to discuss. But that's why we're here, for the reset, so you can reset your mind. Those things that you don't like to discuss, those are the things you should be discussing.
Right. Because I notice people do want to avoid negative things. I understand, but we got to be careful. Some of this stuff got to be talked through.
Yes,
some of these feelings have to be felt.
Understood.
Beware of the false message of just covering up stuff. Just be positive. Oh, just don't even think about it. That's not healthy. We need to talk it through. And once you've done that, though, and once you've forgiven, if that's the case of this talking through that I'm describing, just in case it has to have forgiveness at the end, after that, you're not allowed to bring it up anymore.
I like that.
Right.
A one-time go.
Yeah, I just see a lot of people just want to avoid it. Okay, let's just move on and let's not say anything. But those things are still there until you speak out over them different. Discuss it, and then boom, you're not allowed to bring it up anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little Rain wisdom from experience.
Okay.
I wanted to share real quick. You have no right to bring it up again. So be careful what you say, and then lead you to having to say sorry. You know?
Words
are
like...
some words is in the atmosphere, they're out there. And that's, you know, what we're dealing with.
Trinidad Chang said, you got to watch what you say out into your world, out your mouth, because you can't get that back. You cutting people deep with the words you use, abusing the privilege that we get to even speak. You know, you curse somebody, like you curse them out. Like, look at the word play. You just cursed them. So you have to watch.
Your mouth.
For somebody curse you out.
Your mouth.
Did y'all know the Scottie Pippins just released a new shoe? Like, it ain't new, but it's a new color wave. I've been trying to hunt them down. Now, I could say that I've been trying to hunt them down for about maybe 3 weeks. I've been back about 4 weeks. I've been hunting them down since I got back. I was figuring I can get them on the low down in the A. But since then, Scottie Pippen's son passed away, you know?
I did see that.
That's really going to make me want to get those shoes even more. I'm going to get the whole fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things going on in the world that can make your American dream into a nightmare. Because I can about imagine how that, I can't go, but, man. Another thing messing me up, Gypsy Rain, is they talking about trade Zion Williamson, man, from the Pelicans to New York Knicks, man. That's hurting me. That's messing me up. I really want to see my American dream consists of sports, a nice car, a wife. I'm winning until y'all sports people start messing up. You know how you gonna trade LeBron to the Heat, then getting back to the Cavs. Then that's a little too much. You know what I'm saying? You be great like Jordan. Jordan played for the Bulls. He retired. He came back. He played for the Wizards.
Right.
He then retired and came back. That makes him great. Kobe played for who? The Lakers. Who else? The Lakers. Who else he played for? Lakers. So when you talk about being great, I think that got to be up on your, you know, call me. I'm a voice of probably 65 million people.
But it's like it's a new grade. It's a new grade because NFL has to do things almost like drama.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
To keep it interesting to say, hey, we can switch this move here. You thinking, you know.
Big Candy Brown. This franchise gave you millions of dollars to come over here and play for us. You fresh out of college. You know what I'm saying? You got your head on, got you a degree. You know what I'm saying? We got to pay you what you worth. For 4 years, right quick, sign this contract. We're going to give you this money. We gave you so much money. You feeling good. You got a tattoo on you. What you get a tattoo of? The team I just got signed to. So here come out 2-3 years later, you know what I'm saying? You get traded to another team.
Then you got to put that tattoo on you because now you just started some mess.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that. You know, some people you really can't fit in that box.
You shouldn't get it. That's like when you do that. If you're a football player, then you go get that team on you.
That's like some men.
I mean, it ain't burnt on, but
some men get tattoos of their wife's name on them. You know.
What that? Now you trying to play?
No, I ain't trying to play you. How? I'm just trying to make a point.
Their wife's name, but what they end up being not.
That's what I'm saying.
Then they got to put the next person's name. Then it started some mess. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just saying.
That's all I'm saying. Going to the team.
It's going on in them. Them sports are struggling. They're struggling. So they're going to do some things that seem like drama so that you can get stirred up like this. Even the Twitter thing, drama, stir them up. You know, the Raiders is the bad boys, right? The Raiders, and so they're gonna give you what you
get my uncle in here.
No, don't.
He gonna talk about football.
I ain't gonna wake up
like that. Not like that.
One lady, he gonna be over talking me and not listening because
he's the reason I am about sports. You know,
but don't wake him up, please.
Hey, he is boy. Listen, sports. I mean, I'm saying, like, don't get me wrong, I play football, play basketball, I can do that there. But to sit and watch it's more political than it is the sport itself that they playing. Because you got to be one of the greats to be on the TV playing, right? So you're going to play your great role, right?
Right.
Not be mediocre. You can at the crib with me, we can go do rec and get some hooping on, or you want to go play football, we can do that too. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mediocre. be great. That's all I'm saying. Everybody, every athlete that's out there doing their thizzle, to be great at what you're doing. Because that's competitive. People getting traded, getting more money than they should be.
Because if you're on the same team, that shows loyalty. It shows longevity, a plan, stick to it, to those championships. But lately it's just like that. They come in and it's like, oops, this ain't it, you know.
It's like this, right? Or I ain't gonna pick on nobody.
Okay.
But you take Oklahoma Thunder. You take the year that Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and James Harden was there on one. Them three people was on one team.
Right.
But they so great now. Just imagine if they would have stayed on the Thunder.
It was that. It's they had to get the F out of there. Oklahoma Thunder.
That's their name. They colorways was sweet.
Man, I thought you was being hypothetical. Like if it was a team.
Nah, they was on the squad.
But they could have made a great legacy.
Yes, they could. And that makes you great.
I would have worn Thunder sign. My name
I like colors. I like them, you know.
But nah, that ain't gonna get it.
I don't even know who Westbrook plays for.
What was their colors? What is their color?
It's like a orange, not a baby blue, but kind of like the blue around the border right here. It's like a not dark blue, not aqua, right in the middle with that white.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they colors nasty.
Okay, so we got to pray, you know, because we got these police shootings. And I ain't trying to be funny, flip the script. I'm scared.
No,
you know, that's how they got us. They got us up and down,
the
you know.
American dream.
You know.
Is this where we at? After all we've been through.
When they swing low, you know what we do, right?
It's like they say the 15-year-old girl got shot. 15-year-old girl got shot in Columbus, Ohio. Now that's like a 15-year-old girl? Really, officer? Like,
a lot of them across the country too. I mean, I don't even want to just keep looking at the news and just even naming any of them. That's not what I want to glorify.
Obviously, the American dream must be like a nightmare scene for the police officers too. They're going to work, doing their job. That's what's wrong. I hit it on that. They're going to work. Right. That already is an issue. That's their civil duty. To go police the community. They don't even live there. I'm just saying. Like, I ain't no mayor or nothing, but I swear, in my own town, them people would be managed, and I'm gonna use the word like that. The crimes would be managed by the people who live in the community. Mm-hmm. That's the only way it can happen. You ain't got to tell, but you know what happened. So go get whoever that was that did that, and come on, we're gonna put them over there. This what's gonna happen. You in trouble. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the dumb stuff would be overplayed. You know what I'm saying? Like now, how we as a community has let the gun violence get this far. We, the community, did it. You can't blame it on the little boy who shot anybody. You can blame it on the parent who let the gun out, whose 3-year-old now got shot, and now they preparing services. Because this is real talk. I ain't just make that up. Like, there go where the problem at. The problem is the guns is in the wrong hands. Okay? Now, when your gun can get in the hands of a 3-year-old, imagine what a 15, 16-year-old gonna do. I'm just saying. We as a conscious body of people, we need to keep our guns locked the fuck up. And I'm gonna say it like that. That's deep, man.
Right.
I'm talking about what was that? Columbiana County in Ohio. A little kid had got a hold of the gun and then shot themselves. I'm talking about a little kid too, like 3-4 years old or something. Wow. But that's what's going on in our community.
So, back to your guy over there at the Raiders, in his defense, which was no defense.
What did he say?
He said that he took responsibility. See, when you was like,
help me.
He's saying he took responsibility for it, right?
All right.
He was like, when he was made aware of the backlash.
Oh, he was
he
made
said
aware.
That's my tweet. Davis told the Las Vegas Review. That was me. I don't want anyone in the organization taking heat. I take full responsibility for that. That's what he said.
Listen.
Davis told the Athletic to Sean Reed that tweet was an ode to Floyd's brother.
What?
Who said in a news conference Tuesday, today we are able to breathe again.
Wait. This tweet was allegedly to be the Floyd's brother?
Right.
From the Raiders?
This was because this is what I was asking you. Like, what if you taking it wrong? And because the English has such a play on words. Whole phrases have three meanings. Whole phrases sometimes, and then spelled differently sometimes too. Just a lot of trickery there. But so what he was trying to say was that the brother said, "Today we are able to say I can breathe." He said, if I offended the family, then I'm deeply, deeply disappointed. He's disappointed that his words was taken out of context. But he said he told everybody that he was not going to take it down.
Hold up. This wasn't a reply under the brother's thing. This wasn't a reply to the brother's Twitter comment. I don't know. I'm just saying. He said he feel offended if this offended the family.
Right. He didn't say offended. Don't change it. He said he was disappointed.
Oh my God.
He said if he offended him. And then the family may have understood. Davis, the world takes stuff negative. We don't know what the family felt. You know. But I just was, elaborating on that because
as a Raiders fan, Mr. Davis, I'm offended. That clearly shouldn't have been under the Raiders. Sign in. You wanted to reply back to Brother Floyd. You would have been under Mr. Davis's thing so he can know what's up. You got me as a Raiders fan. I'm knowing that the man just got, the convict. I can breathe. Hold on, bro.
Reddit likened the tweet to an ill-advised Florida State graphic that showed Martin Luther King Jr. doing the tomahawk chop. Now, y'all tell me what's going on here. A lot of people...
It's the American dream.
They compared it to that, what he did. I'll tell you.
I like what the caller said last week. They said the American dream is non-existent to those of color like myself. It make it real difficult. It make it all these obstacles and loops to jump through because of the color of my skin. But I've dealt with all the diversities for a long time. For all these years, I dealt with it, just like y'all do.
He also wanted everyone to know that, this guy Davis, that he had next time would do a lot more research before. Now, let me tell you what he said, because you ain't going to be even mad. He said before he speaks coherently on anything.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, let me say this right off the bat. I was not aware that Floyd was saying I can't breathe during the thing on the thing. He said he did not know that. He said that that's the situation he was not aware of. He said, I can see where there could be some negativity towards what I said based on that. He said based on that.
They need to
So at least he got a chance for somebody to say, look, you said the wrong thing,
He got to pay. He got to pay. Hey, send me a check, Mr. Davis.
You got to pay? Reparations.
Wrong, bro. I need every
send them a reparations bill. That's our new thing.
Let me get it right.
Send them a reparations bill.
American dream. I need a Marcus Allen jersey. I got a Tim Brown jersey. Oh, I need an autographed Bo Jackson football to go with my baseball card. Gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a Raiders fan again. Autographed Bo Jackson.
How they gonna get that? They
gonna hit me up, Mr. Davis. I need an autographed Bo Jackson football to go with my baseball card, and then I need a Marcus Allen jersey. Give it to my homie.
What you think? 515-602-9667 about the verdict.
Call us, Mr. Davis.
Did it brighten your day? Was
Talk
it
about this stuff
just
you giving us?
Another piece of news, or was it something you really wanted to see how it was going to turn out? When I seen the facts and how the case was going, I saw it was going well. A lot of people got to speak out that was witnesses of what was really going on around there. And that was the saddest part, I think. You know, even when the youngest witness had to go up there and say what she saw. And she's just the perfect age where you got to listen and believe her. There's no reason to add any extra emotions other than the human ones that she naturally felt. Because as we get older, we get all insensitive to things and start to see things through all kinds of different points of view that are rarely our own. So that when I saw that, I kind of eased back off watching it. I'm pleased with the verdict because we saw what it was. I'm kind of sad that it really went that way. I really wished it was just some fake something, that just wasn't true, but it was just really blatantly what we saw, and that really broke my heart the most. Is that
it goes back with my theory that when I was a little cat, we moved away, right? When I came back to the town, I had to be about 9, 10 years old. And my hometown was already in the uproar, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of observed everything that around me right quick, within about an hour of me being back in my home. We had a party, you know what I'm saying? And I asked my oldest cousin, hey, why y'all don't police yourselves? Mind you, I'm little. Yeah, the police came too. We was having a nice time too, just a party. You know what I'm saying? I'm little though. I don't know what the older folks was doing, but we was having a nice party. I know that. And the police came. And nobody go to jail neither. You know what I'm saying? But they sure came and roughed the party up for a little bit. All on my mind was y'all need to know those officers. They need to know y'all's names. They need to know who y'all are and where y'all live at. And they can relate to what you're going through. Because this random police stopping you, you don't even know them. You scared for your life. Oh, man. Imagine it be somebody you went to school with stop you. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different venue versus somebody stop you. They don't know you. At all. I ain't gonna role play and say this person having a bad day. You might be having a bad day. But see somebody from your home school that you remember.
They don't know you at all, but they look like the scary cop from the TV that you saw.
God, you feel me?
When you saw the bad cop. They all look just like that. And then we look just like, what they seen on Friday and what they seen. And it's very scary moment. I remember as soon as I see police lights behind me, I would get nervous I got bodies in the trunk. My automatic response was just oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even do nothing.
It was the fact that
I had to stop that. I don't know where that came from or whatever, but I maybe a couple of times maybe I didn't have insurance or something, but still, you shouldn't feel like that. You just now got to find, you're in trouble. And then they got times where they be locking people up for that when they bored, no insurance. But I'm saying, I'm heart beating like Hannibal just gave me his keys and told me to take the car to the lake.
I'm not saying that your
classmate that's trauma.
Let you get off.
That's trauma through your bank.
But you'll be more receptive than, like she said, somebody you don't know, you done stop, you done pull to the side of the road, some strangers walking to your window versus your classmate with the badge talking about some, hey, what
he look like the bad
doing?
Cop, though.
What you doing?
He don't look like the cop that be sitting at the store, at the gas station.
Yeah.
Hard watching the gas. He looked like the cop that Matt Dillon wasn't even trusting. Okay? So, I don't know. These are how they patterned this. This is this programming that they got going on.
Nah, that's real, though. Man, I can't say I haven't been pulled over. I can relate to being stopped in my hometown by one of the cops I knew. It was a whole different understanding because other cops came and he was like, no, he good. I'm about to let him go. Mm-hmm. They wanted to be all in my business. I just think when you really call yourself protecting and serving the community where you are patrolling,
right?
These words need to be thought about because you are protecting the community that houses the citizens. You are not going to work. That is not a job. That is a civil service. And you put your badge on and you willing to go protect and serve in the community where you do your civil duty at. That's like being in the Army. I was going to do this earlier. That's like being in the Marines, whatever, Army, Marines, any part of that, Air Force, all that. And you get into it with one of your, not somebody, y'all in the same rank, and you kill them. You don't think something finna happen to you? You gonna say you was at work? You was doing your civil duty? Nah, man, you can't do that. We human. We human. This is a race, and we all
Plus, you're not paid to do that.
Yeah, man. It's like the lady, she reaching for a taser, but she pull out her firearm and fires instead of the taser. In the mirror, like the John Wayne movie, like you ain't looking to you and where your stuff at, but you here to protect and serve the community with your civil duty. Police shouldn't even have guns. All cops should be having billy sticks and man.
Right.
I ain't never heard the security guard kill nobody. I heard the security guard beat people up, but I ain't never heard the security guard kill nobody.
Right.
And if I did hear it, it was very
celebrity security. It
was very well justified. You know what I'm saying?
And that's their job too, though, right? When you protected somebody's body,
help me. Yeah,
that's when you move into popo realm. I mean, I'm saying that's when we should. If they were to redo reform, it would be a more trained. You know what I'm saying? For personal protection, you can't play around,
man.
You know, but when you out in the community, you don't have no right to be deciding who is bad and who ain't and who need to get shot because they acting outrage.
Making the right decision.
Right. I think you should get in the car and run too, Popo. Like, this is out your hands because you're not supposed to do anything till the crime is committed. Not when somebody about to. And you know why? The Minority Report. That's why these people are in trouble because really you can't do that. And if you was born in this universe, you have some inkling that there is some order here that goes on, that you cannot just do whatever you want to do. Because even on Minority Report, the movie with Tom Cruise, is that the right movie?
That's it.
And do you know they had invented something where the police can come and arrest you seconds before you commit the crime?
Get out the door.
Slam you on your head and all this stuff. And it took like these spiritual beings, whatever, some psychic prophet, whatever. It took these beings to show these people, look, you got all the way up to that millisecond to make that decision. You got you got minutes to change your mind. Takes seconds. I mean, the speed of thought is faster than the speed of light.
Okay.
People don't know this.
Okay.
Let me be that rocket science 101. The speed of thought is faster than light. You have that millisecond to change your mind. So the movie was about stopping that system because people have a chance, even when you, right there when you stopped them, it was 1 minute before, because they had this telepathic way of knowing when you was about to do something bad, you was about to commit a crime, and they send these real fast police cars come get you, zoom, and grab you right before you do it, and you're like, wait a minute. And so they were saying, you know, so I'm just saying, we don't pay them to come out and do that.
Nope.
You know, what these things that have taken place. Because even one time a police officer told me, because there was a landlord who kept coming up without permission, and, you know, the police officer said, you know what, next time you do that, just knock them over the head and call us when you're done, because that's against the law. You have to protect yourself in those senses, and the police cannot do nothing when you're in your home and all the things that are in proper order, you know, the things that we truly should say bear arms about. It was just rambling, guys, but check it out. I'm just trying to tell y'all that we don't even pay them for that. And now that we know from the discrimination that this country has put on us that the police was just protecting their areas that they came from, because they're usually right from the suburb, from your urban area, the city.
Right.
Yeah, they right there. And so they already feel some kind of way about their separation from you as they clock into work. And to come from there and then drive down streets that you don't have nothing to do with, I don't even understand who thought of that, because that doesn't make a lick of sense.
Right.
Because if you're going to be a cop, I need you to know every corner. I need you to know how many rooms is in that abandoned house over there, and what color is the kitchen in that mud, because we're policing this area.
I need to know that.
I'm not going to come way from out the mountains, down past the river.
Come on.
Clock in, stop at the donut shop.
What? You passed the river to come clock in?
Past the whole river.
Nah, you can't work here.
Man, what?
You can't do your civil duty here.
Man, what?
Go to the other side of the river and civil duty that part.
Then come in, and the first thing you hear is bass out of somebody riding past with 24. Right. You ain't never seen that but on TV.
First thing you think is, oh my gosh, I must pull them over. That's gotta be some type of traffic violation.
Right. There's no jobs in this city, so surely it doesn't work. You know, this is stuff we used to go through, racial profiles. The American dream, like, we shoot for this, you know, we shoot for the American dream, but is it just not what it seems? And with that being said, I'm gonna just play that little session we had the other night, the American dream. You know, hit somebody up. We got 20 minutes. You got something you want to say? 515-602-9667. Your opinion will earn you the right for a cash slap, which is our show at the end of each month, the last Wednesday of each month. We slap cash to your cash app. It's not rocket science.
Okay, that's next week.
Yes.
What?
And the people called in already are already pre-entered. You know what I'm saying? So
all I got to do is call in to pre-enter for the cash slap at the last Wednesday of every month. Wow.
You got a caller calling in. Welcome to the reset, caller. How you doing?
I'm doing well. What's happening? Rain Remix. How y'all feeling today?
All right. We doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Yes. Thank you.
What you got for us?
What I got for y'all is my personal opinion that initially the verdict came out to be something we should be proud of. But immediately after the verdict, right here in Columbus, Ohio, a 16-year-old who called the police for help turned around, was killed by the same people that she called for help.
Wow.
Is there a change? Is there anything that's happening differently than what started before? I mean, we all are looking for a change. We all are excited about what happened with the Floyd case. But that's just one of the many instances that we've been hooping and hollering about all COVID, before COVID, since the 90s.
Right.
We need that change. And honestly, as I'm looking at things and I'm listening to things, you think about the people that's just been shot this year by police. And the latest one, before the 16-year-old, is the female cop that shot somebody, talked about she was reaching for a taser, which is on the other side of her gun belt. And key that word, gun belt.
Right.
Now, officers are trained in how to diffuse a confrontation. You know, how to de-escalate a situation. They're trained in that. On this latest video where the 16-year-old got killed, he got out the car before he can really go ahead and get in there and try to diffuse anything. He shot her. This is the young girl that don't call for help. There's multiple things going on in the video. There's somebody trying to kick another girl. He didn't try to stop any of that from happening. He shot the girl that he felt was a danger to others. And that's how he gonna get away with things. This is how the Chauvin sentencing is gonna work to his benefit. Everything is set for them to go ahead and consider themselves serving and protecting us, even if it's from ourselves. And the reality of it is, they're coming with so much aggression, so much anger, so much lost knowledge about what's going on. Now, I understand what you're saying, Remix, about policing ourselves. They got us to the point where we stopped doing it. As you remember, you left town. like you said, you went probably about from 7, 8 till about 9, 11 when you left town. Now, at that time when you was in town, if you did something wrong, you got your tail beat
by everybody
from all your family members. From if you was up the street thugging on, you got whooped all the way home.
Yep.
We got away from that, and Johnny Law helped assist us with that. That ain't your child. It's against the law to put your hands on them. Parents started going along with it. Don't whip my child. Don't battle my child in schools. Wait, you taking away the disciplinary factors of your community, and you took it from your community and put it in the hands of the overseer. And now, where are we at now? We are watching the overseer abuse us. It is time for reform. Now, I'm kind of against you with the, no, they don't need to have guns. Well, at the same time, that would eliminate my need or my Second Amendment, the right to bear arms.
No, I feel what you're saying. Like, they should just get that shotgun, just that shotgun only. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean like on a person, like they have a gun belt. Like, come on, man. That's you already intimidating. You got the power to take me to jail. You get the power to kill me too. You gonna pull your gun out? What was the reason for even, like, where the rubber bullets at that the police should have? Because they got to carry a firearm. You know what I'm saying? They get to carry hollow tips. Come on, man. I understand what you're saying too. Like, we have a right to bear arms. We do. But when it comes to the policing of the community by the civil servants, we need to understand our right. That don't mean that the policeman that's protecting the community get to ride around and shooting motherfuckers.
All right, hold on. I'm going to see this other caller real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Y'all enjoy yourself.
No, stay on the line real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the Reset. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Awesome.
Yeah, just an interesting discussion you guys are having.
Glad you called in.
I think I missed some of it. The question for the show was, is the American dream a nightmare? It all depends.
Break it down.
It depends on, if you're talking about our community, it depends on what we want to make it.
Right.
We can make it whatever we really want to make it. It depends on how determined we are to do it. That's all.
And that's how I started off the narrative. I was like, can we rewrite this? Can we rewrite what the American dream is? And we most certainly can. You know, so we did start off with that thought. And I was trying to intrigue people to call in and take a step towards that, you know, being...
Yeah, but it takes... Before you can change things, you have to really understand what it is you want. That's the first step. If we don't have some kind of view or some kind of vision collectively of what kind of existence we want to live, then we're just going to keep going around in circles and circles.
Here,
it's never going to change.
Let's try this hypothetically, and maybe we can close the gap on some of the neglect maybe people ain't aware of. Now, like, hypothetically, if we wanted to, let's say, stop the violence from the police on the citizens of the community, how will we start there? How will we do that?
We would have to have a vision of what the community is and how people are living in the community. So all of these problems are interconnected, right? So all of the areas of, I guess, human activity, as like Neely Fuller describes it, and I usually add one more, but entertainment, education, economics, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war, and I would put health in there. And so you just pick them. So in the community, how do we educate our children? What are the economics of the community? You know, how do we want our businesses to run? You know, that kind of thing, and everything else. So I think as far as security is concerned, the reason why we have to figure out what we want and how the community is set up, because we have to know what we're protecting, right? So let's say we want to protect the children. Let's say we have a community, a series of neighborhoods, and we want to protect the children, and the police are harassing the children, right?
Right.
Now we have to be responsible for patrolling our own neighborhoods. If it's a neighborhood where the people can pitch in, we get our own, you can get your own security, which there are some subdivisions, I think in Texas near Houston, that have done that. They hired their own security to watch out at the edge of the community, because the community is so prosperous that the police are harassing black people as they're coming in and out of that area.
Wow.
Sometimes. So the security is there to help protect the children, to protect, police come in, they got to deal with the security, and the security lets the people in the subdivision know that there's some police that's trying to come in here. Like, it's...
Excuse me, but I got to interject on that. We was doing that. That's where the Bloods and the Crips came from. We was doing that before. That's where the Black Panther Party stepped up from. I mean, these are things that we did in our community, but at the same time, it was shunned by our government, which made our community turn our back on some of them. I mean, that's why the Bloods and Crips went as negative as they did. We understand what you're saying, but we at the point of, no, we went through this with Rodney King. We're going through this with George Floyd. But also, how many other brothers do we got to go through this with before we get to the point of stating or having that change? Even with
there is a way to disincentivize, and this is probably not a discussion for this show, but there's a way to disincentivize police from doing this stuff. There is a way. Now, if we men know what that way is,
Malcolm X mindset. Malcolm X mindset. An eye for an eye. If we go with that mindset, the narrative will change. Work.
I know. Let me.
It was working before.
Let me say this. I'm not going to get into all of that, and I'm not saying it's just eye for an eye or anything like that. But there are ways to do things. We know what motivates people, and we know what disincentivizes people. We just have to be clever enough to come up with a way to do that, right?
You came up with ways. It's not coming up with a way. It's a way that works. It's one that is going to work beneficial for all parties involved. And one of the big things that we have is the segregation. One, we are segregated by race. Secondly, we are segregated by financial status. Then we are segregated by political parties. We have so much segregation going on in our lives, in our communities, in our world, that we're not going to come together because we have the choice to be different.
I disagree. I think that it is easier now for us to come together than it has ever been in the history of this planet. It's easier. We do it every day. We do it.
But everybody else, we do it every day. But everybody else is not. How you saying we do it every day, but the whole society as a whole doesn't do it together? We do it individually every day, but society as a whole doesn't do it together.
I didn't address, and I agree, I didn't address the whole society, but I'm just saying that if we wanted to, it is very easy for us, just like we're on this call, to use modern technology to organize ourselves. We've never had the ability to do what we can do today as far as organizing ourselves. If we can just start to do it. If we had the will to do it, it would be easier for us to do it now than it was.
So let me ask you this. Sir. Is your American dream like a nightmare scene to you? Is your American dream like a nightmare scene?
Yeah, I don't have an American dream.
You don't have one.
I have a dream. I don't have an American dream. That's not my thing.
And our hip hop culture specialist, Lady C, said that. Just drop American. Drop the word American and stick with dream. And that's how we started it. And we appreciate your call. What city are you calling from?
I'm actually right now I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Wow.
Awesome.
So your perspective outside in, are you from America?
I'm from New York.
You're from New York. And so we appreciate you tuning in. Are you just, now I'm not trying to get in your business, are you traveling or have you moved out of the country?
No, I've been living here for a while. I'll be back in the States at the end of the year, but I've been here about 6 years.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, thank you for calling in. This is the Reset.
Got a Canadian dream.
Rain and Remix, and we appreciate you calling. We're on every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. We're going to continue this conversation, and you are discussing this conversation with another hip hop culture specialist, and we call him Dookie by the sense of his speech and how he doesn't hold back on what's gonna come out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate Dookie calling in again today too on this topic about the American dream being a nightmare. So we definitely appreciate both of y'all calling in, and definitely share it with a friend. Okay, guys?
One love.
All right, peace.
Wow. They make some good points. I like the fact that Mel reached out to Gypsy Rain and offered us this awesome platform to where we could hold specific conversations. Because, we do radio too. It's not this type of platform. We spin hip-hop independent music, that this ain't the platform to talk about that. But Miss Mel, she provided this platform for us to congregate and fellowship with the American citizens and abroad, the world citizens, because he in Canada been living there 6 years, so that makes him a Canadian, by rights and law.
Right.
We love I appreciate y'all calling. That's heartfelt. With such a sensitive topic, and for y'all to reach out and call us, both of you, have been entered into the cash slap that's held on the last Wednesday of every month.
Yes, and we have your phone number. As when you tune in, we then see your number. And if it's your permission, we write down your number, and we will email you for permission to cash app you the dividends. The dividends that are owed to you. So, with that being said, we really appreciate all the support.
Yeah, we do. This episode was sponsored by Just Get Chicken With It barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It is so good. It comes in this strawberry flavor.
Yes. Go to InYourLap.biz, INYOLAP. That's INYOLAP.biz, In Your Lap. And you can check that strawberry barbecue sauce out. You know what I'm saying?
Go good.
Order it and get it to your house immediately.
They got shirts, too.
Represent. The logo's awesome. And also, we want to, you already did that. Thanks, Shop Talk with Mel for her expeditiousness on the Reset.
Right.
Okay?
Bam!
And also, another company, StarBiz Media, that's providing that live stream for anybody out there that's interested in putting their show or any content.
That's new. What's it called?
The company?
Yeah.
They're called StarBiz Media.
StarBiz Media.
Yes.
They do a streaming service?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to just show them a little bit of love. Oh, that's my phone.
What they doing? I know what they ain't doing.
Shout out to Highly Unique Radio out there from ATL to Miami as well.
I know what they ain't doing.
Much love to Rich Black.
They ain't being all that great getting traded to another team. That's what I'm going to say. Now, if you're going to be like Shaquille O'Neal, get traded and go get rings and things, that's cool, too. I guess like LeBron, he got traded, he went and got rings, came back, won a ring, went over there and got rings. I guess that's cool,
And now the doggy coin is going down. The doggy coin, that whole thing we were supposed to cover today, we're going to hit you up next Wednesday with that, especially while we're doing the Cash App.
Doggy coin?
Yeah. We're going to have Don Dada call in and give us the layman's terms on these apps and trading stocks and everything like that. So make sure you tune in again. And this link will be available
That's next week.
All sorts of places.
We talking about stocks next week? Stocks and bonds.
Right.
Next week. I'm tuning in.
And I'm gonna take my last few minutes and get Karis one in on you. Okay. Reprogram.
Don't you fall for it. Don't you fall for it. Keep your head up, never let them get you fed up. You just step up, get your rep up, get your cash up, get your check up. The whole system's been set up. It's time we really get up. We've been about this revolution from the time we met up. Take it back, I got my fist up, Malcolm X in 88. But revolution only works for those that will participate. You are great, they are fake. Yo, it's time to demonstrate higher level mental states. Conscious people congregate. Show the love, not the hate. This is basic, no debate. But these people are debating and they hating. They should wait. It was bickering amongst ourselves and got us in this state. Yeah, the truth is inconvenient, but the truth is never late. You can't see what they be doing, how they thinking, how they moving. You can't see what they pursuing, making claims none are proven. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. We can see who is the enemy. Sovereignty's a remedy. You don't need telepathy, it's white supremacy. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Bringing the raw, doing the door. Government officials bringing the law. You never see what you never saw. 303, open the door. Knowledge reigns, that is the game. Ignorance, that is insane. Don't fall for it. The reps and the Dems are the same. This one's shooting us up. That one's locking us up. This one got us stuck. That one's out of luck. You can front if you need to, the cycle never ends. No justice, but in 4 years they hyping us again. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. If you thinking and you earning and you drinking and you burning and you really not concerning with the news and what they learning, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. If you love it, never hate it, you agreeing,